All right, let's get into some news here. Um, so the Goonies, we're getting a sequel. Christopher Columbus, not Christopher Columbus, Chris Columbus. Well, I'm sure his name is Christopher, but Chris Columbus, who directed the original movie, who also directed like Home Alone and stuff like that, is producing with Spielberg, who was producer on the first one. So they're doing a sequel to the Goonies. It's in. It's funny we were talking about that with Love Hurts, and those two were in it. I would assume that they'll be in this one too. So
Probably, yeah.
You a Goonies fan? Have you even seen the Goonies?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's been a long time, but I mean, yeah, I've seen it. Is it necessary to have a sequel? No, I don't think so. Hopefully it's good, because then I just feel like they're ruining the first one, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I like the Goonies. I'm not like I don't love the Goonies, but I like the Goonies. And I mean I'll probably watch another one. But yeah, it is weird that they would choose to do that. I don't think it's necessary, but I think a lot of them are down to do one. So that's probably why they're okay with making it, and they need a good script. I mean, as long as the writing is good, I think that's all that matters. Um, okay. Now here's something I found to be interesting. The show is going to be called Taylor Lautner Werewolf Hunter. And it's going to be a comedic show about supposed to be take place after Twilight is done, and a group recruits Taylor Lautner for his expertise to hunt werewolves because he's played a werewolf.
Oh, so he's just playing himself.
Playing himself, yeah.
Okay, so he's not the character in Twilight or something.
No,
They
no,
just
he's playing himself.
okay. But the group thinks he is the guy from Twilight that's recruiting him. Is that what I'm
Yes,
getting?
I think so. I
Okay.
think it's just, it's going to be, yeah,
Okay.
right.
That sounds
What I said
interesting.
is, yeah, it's Amazon, Amazon MGM Studios. It's a TV show, so it'll be for there. Um, yeah. So this is the official log line. After wrapping the final Twilight film, Taylor Lautner vanished from the spotlight. Fans speculated, tabloids theorized, but the truth is wilder than fiction. Taylor wasn't taking a mental health break. He was preparing for his real calling, vampire or werewolf hunter. He's drawn into a secret society of werewolf trackers who need his unique expertise.
Hmm. Yeah, sounds pretty goofy.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like a show that I would probably watch. So, um, I don't know. It's kind of funny. Um, yeah, and I mean, that's definitely from my time. I mean, I remember when
Mm-hmm.
Twilight came out. I mean, it's funny. I've seen all the Twilight movies except for the first one.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's 5 of them. Oh, and the fourth one. I haven't seen the fourth one where they just like have sex for half a movie. I haven't seen that one either.
Is
I've
that
seen the
what
first. I
happens?
haven't seen the first where they get married and then they have sex.
Oh, cool.
I didn't see that one.
I
I've
have
only seen the last one and the second and the third one for some reason.
I have seen all of them, and they are all pretty mid. Yeah, including the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah. It's funny because it was like I rem I remember seeing those, and then Hunger Games popped up, and then I saw the first one, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think Hunger Games is anything good either, but there are plenty of people who like it. Yeah.
well, it's not necessarily for me either. So, I mean, it's mostly for girls.
Yeah.
It's who it's written for, the books anyway. But this sounds fun. I'll probably check it out. I don't know about you, but um, all right. Let's talk about people in perspective roles here. Um, John Lithgow is in talks to star as Dumbledore in the Harry Potter TV show adaptation.
Oh yeah. That's happening. Um.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it is. Do you know
Sure.
who John Lithgow is?
Yeah, I know. I think I know who it is. I mean, it doesn't really fit in my mind, but I mean, it doesn't
He's a
matter.
good actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. It's just, I don't know. I've seen him in
Lord
other
Farquaad.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. I've seen him in other stuff, so it's kind of like, do I see him as Dumbledore? I don't know. We'll see how good of a job he does, I suppose.
He he's in the first Accountant,
Yeah.
which we're going to talk about the sequel here. Daddy's Home too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. He does a lot of wide ranging stuff, I would say. I don't think it's like a.
he's in the Conclave last year, which is nominated for Best Picture. So he has a range. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Definitely, he's like a theater actor too. So
He could probably pull it off. It just depends on how good the show is overall. I probably. Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna have a huge. I mean, if he is cast right, he'll have an enormous beard, long hair, so
Yeah.
he won't look like him,
Yeah.
right? So I think he has a pretty good voice. I think he could do Dumbledore. I think he actually could play Dumbledore well. He's not British though, so he'd have to do. You would think they would do like the movies where they get like all the basically the best British actors they got, right?
Yeah, they're not doing
To
that.
be the
That's
characters.
lame.
I don't know. I mean, people wanted Adam Driver to be Snape, so I mean, who's not British?
Why?
Because he's a good actor.
Please, no.
You have yet to see a movie with him in it that isn't a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, well,
So,
whenever I just see him, I see that stupid character. So I'd rather not be him.
and it was funny is at the end he was like the best written character in those. Like not the first one, but later he actually is better. This
Uh,
what's the funny part?
just because you're the best turd in the bunch doesn't mean you're not a turd. Everyone in the
Yeah,
movie blew. So yeah.
yeah.
I
No,
would say, please, no, not for him, Snape. I like the
it's funny.
British idea better.
Well, yeah, that's why I was just saying I was kind of surprised that um I would just assume that it was going to be all um British actors, right? Um so that was kind of I was kind of surprised that that people that they're talking to aren't just all British
Yeah,
people. Um so we'll see. Um Yeah, I mean, I still don't think they should even make that show at all, but what do I know, I guess.
I mean, I think
Um
the show would print money. I don't know what you're talking about. As long as it's good,
I'm
of course.
not saying it wouldn't say it's not wouldn't make them money.
Well, that's why shows are made.
The question is should it be made? Not can it or will it or does it make
Oh,
sense to make, you know?
okay.
The answer is no. They already have it, and they did pretty good job with it. So I don't know why
Hmm.
you would do it again. And it's not like that wasn't made in 1985. It was made in like 2005. So I don't even think that last one came out what, like 2010.
Yeah. I mean, even then, it's 15 years later if it was the last one. Oh.
Yeah. Let me look up when the last Harry Potter came out here. Harry Potter. What is it? Deathly Hallows?
Part 2.
Yeah, 2011. So,
14
yeah.
years. It doesn't matter. I don't. Why are you. It's just. They redo superhero films that are good. They redo everything. It's not that surprising. At least they're at least making it a show and not just redoing the movies over again.
Well, yeah. I mean, when's like superhero? I mean, they did Spider-Man because Spider-Man was popular. And Amazing Spider-Man wasn't that great. Fantastic Four. I
I
mean,
mean,
those first
Batman,
Fantastic Four movies aren't great. Batman,
they've
well,
done it
Batman was a
constant.
continuation of the one right before. It wasn't. It was supposed to be anyway. Um, I
Okay.
mean, oh, you're talking about like
Remaking it?
um like like Christopher Nolan
Yeah.
one, and then making, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, Christopher Nolan ones happened, and then they made the Ben Affleck one. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And then they made another one after that. And it was good. I mean, we might see Harry
I know,
Potter
but
for the rest of our lives.
leading up a really good one with Dog Doo Doo, like the Ben Affleck one, that kind of proves my point, if anything.
I Yeah, I'm not saying they can't be bad. I'm just saying there's no reason to argue it when it's going to happen anyways. It's going to happen.
I just think it's unnecessary. I think I maintain my point on that. I think the point is is
Okay.
is valid. Anywho, I don't think we need it. Who cares? All right, let's talk about a couple more Marvel things, and then we'll talk about possible Marvel casting. All right. So, Daredevil, they announced the release schedule, and it's a normal release schedule except for the fifth and sixth episode are going to release on the same day, which is weirdly in the middle
Wait,
of the season.
what is this? That you said Daredevil?
Daredevil TV
Okay.
show that starts in March.
Okay. Um,
So
and the fourth
yeah, the
and fifth.
fifth and sixth episode are going to air on the same day.
And that's not the end? Or.
No,
Hmm.
it's a long. It's like a teen. I don't know. It's in the double digits
Oh.
episode season.
Oh, so it's like back to like the Netflix version of
Yeah.
episodes. Hmm.
So, but I wonder why the fifth and sixth episode must be maybe like a mid season or something, and they're gonna do something
Uh,
bigger,
I
maybe.
was just thinking, yeah, it was like a part one, part two type of thing. Like,
Oh, maybe. Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, but that's different, and that's definitely a weird launch, a weird thing.
I guess it's not that weird.
Hmm. I don't know. It's just like random in the middle.
Yeah, well, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a mid season. Nothing wrong with more content.
Yeah, but I've never heard of that. Like a finale, 2 episodes maybe, or a premiere, 2 episodes. Yeah, but I've never heard of a in the middle of the season 2 episodes randomly.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just thought it was kind of interesting. Um. All right. Well, I'm gonna watch the show, so it doesn't really matter when it comes out. I think,
I will watch
or
it
how it comes out.
if we're reviewing it. I don't think I'm interested enough to watch it on my own. So,
We'll probably will review it. Yeah. Um. All right. So John Malkovich is going to be in Fantastic Four. We don't know who he's playing yet. There's some theories online. I don't really care to talk about the theories of who he's going to be, but because we got plenty of other people to talk about with that today. Um, John Malkovich basically said he joined the Fantastic Four because they finally came to him with an offer that he was willing to accept. He said that he has been talked to by Marvel more than once about roles, and he's turned them down, basically saying they weren't offering me enough money. Um,
nice.
so
Yeah.
I believe that he is going to be a villain of some sort. But I thought it was kind of interesting that he just straight up was like, "Yeah, they didn't offer me enough money, but this time they did. This time they backed up the truck, and I was willing to accept. I guess."
Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully that means a good performance. I don't know.
we'll see. Maybe they just offered him more money, and it's still a lame part. But
Yeah.
I would assume they've offered him other villain um,
Yeah.
roles in the past. Like probably, like I could have definitely seen him do the character that Mickey Rourke played in Iron Man 2, or a different like villain. But that I'm sure I would have definitely seen him, then maybe come into him for that. Uh, but yeah, you'd think that Marvel could offer anybody a lot of money. I mean, it's not like those movies have made no money or anything. So, um,
I mean,
and it's funny because his role, I think, in the Fantastic Four is actually going to be kind of small. So, I think.
we don't
So,
know. It could be small in this one, and then he might have more roles down the line. We don't really know.
or maybe he's actually bigger in this movie, and then they're just showing Galactus because Galactus is more famous.
Maybe
He could be the real villain, and Galactus is like not in it that much. It's very possible.
they've done that several
So
times. So
more than once.
yeah,
Yep. Kind of did it in this current movie.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's talk about some casting for Marvel here. Um, Henry Cavill, rumor. This is a new one for him. Would be Nova. Uh, yeah, the hero from Nova Prime, which is from Guardians. That was introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm.
Part of the Nova Corps. Nova would be the TV show.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay. Pass. He deserves a bigger role. I don't want him to be in some TV
um,
show thing.
I'm okay with that because I don't think him top lining a movie doesn't mean box office.
Okay.
So maybe a TV show's where it is because last TV show he did pretty well for him, and then he left, but the show did well, which was The Witcher.
I think Henry Cavill's a
So
pretty big star, but understandable.
give me a movie other than Superman, because Superman is what sells. That he's been the star of that has been a smash hit. I'll wait.
I'm just saying he can. I'm not saying he's done it.
Okay. Well, he can't if he hasn't done it.
Uh-huh.
I will say he can when he does it.
Okie doke.
Um,
Well, he shouldn't take that role
uh,
in the TV show. I don't think it's worth his time.
it's a rumor anyway. All these are
All right.
exactly in every part of the
Next
word
rumor
rumors.
then.
All right, Jenna Ortega, and we don't even know. Um, but all the ones that I have seen are all cat related. Uh, Black Cat, like a Kitty Pride, White Tiger, which is going to apparently show up in the Daredevil show. Um,
Man, I'm so not excited for anything Marvel. What else you
yeah.
got?
Uh, um, the last one that I've seen is Margaret Qualley, who was just in The Substance that got nominated for Best Picture, and she's been people like her. She's been in other movies. Trying to think if you've even seen her in anything. Let's see. Margaret Qualley. The Margaret Qualley. Anyway, this is for Rogue.
Don't know what that is. Oh, you're saying for
What?
the
X-Men?
character. Oh, I thought you were saying she was something
Character.
played it as. It's like,
No,
oh,
no, no, no. I'm telling you so I can look it up. Look up what she's been in.
yeah.
Oh, okay. She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She was one of the Manson people, the girl that shows her feet, the one that he picks up, that Brad Pitt's character
Yeah, I know who you're talking
drives
about.
home or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
she
yeah,
looks
she
the
was in The
part.
Substance,
So,
and
it's just a,
yeah. Well, I believe with the X-Men, they're going more for like comics X-Men, like original team X-Men. So she would be like Southerner X Rogue. She
oh.
wouldn't be like 2000s Rogue.
Yeah.
That movie. She'd be like classic Rogue,
Hmm.
where she's Southern and everything and sassy. Um,
I'd say that's a much harder role
and
to pull off. But yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, a Rogue is definitely a bigger character in the comics than they do in the movie. But I think so. The director Brian Singer, I mean, he wanted to go. I mean, the X-Men for him. So in the comics, it's civil rights. You know, you know, they're different, and there's prejudice against
Yes.
mutants.
Mm-hmm.
For Brian Singer, it was being gay is what the mutants. They're different, and there's prejudice.
Okay.
A lot of the actors that he cast in the movie are gay. I mean, Ian McKellen is Magneto. Yeah, so he's gay. Um, so yeah, so I think uh, we'll see what they would do with the X-Men um, now if they're going to do the same kind of thing. But I mean,
I think it's fine to just stick with civil rights. I don't think anything else. I don't think it needs to be connected to anything, but I see what you're saying.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, anyway, what I was saying, that's why the rogue character, she can't be with anyone. He went more subdued, like, he can't, uh, you know, that's why he went with the way he went with Rogue. I think so. Anyway,
Okay.
um, she's just like, it's whatever. Um, Now somebody who's has recently and very publicly wants to be Rogue is Kiki Palmer. And she even did like a photo shoot where she's wearing like that outfit, like in the
The
cartoon with the
yellow and green.
the hair and the
Mm.
outfit and everything. Yeah.
Mm.
No, not yellow and green. Is it yellow and green? No, that's Jean Grey. No, it's I think it is green though. I don't think she wears yellow. I think Jean Grey is green and yellow. Anyway, who cares? But yeah, she wants to be, and she's actually Southern, so that's why. But she's been trying to get that part for a while. So um, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think who that is. I think that's the jump rope lady, right?
She was just in that One of Them Days movie with SZA.
Okay. But she was
Um,
in like Jump
yeah,
In, right?
she was in Jump
Okay.
In. Well, if you want to do other things from when we were young, Aquila and the Bee. She
Uh,
was True Jackson on True Jackson VP on Nickelodeon there.
yeah.
Yeah, Kiki Palmer's been around for a long time. Um, she's done Broadway and stuff. So yeah. Um, yeah, I think she like hosts Password now. Um, she was in Nope, which was the last movie that Jordan Peele did. Yeah, I mean, she's a working actress. Is what was what I would say. Uh, but yeah, yep, she wants to be Rogue. So um, cool. Yeah. Any thoughts on Margaret Qualley there, or
I
just
mean,
fine,
I don't
whatever?
know who that is. So,
Yeah. Well, not super familiar with her. Yeah. Yeah. I think they're probably just talking to her because she was in the Substance, and that's people have been liking it. So and what do you do when you always parlay a role that gets you awards buzz, right? And you try to parlay that into money, right? And
yeah.
your your awards contender thing, and then you parlay that into a big money role, right? Usually, that's the track most of the time, unless you're Meryl Streep and you just do it forever. Uh, the uh, the award stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, I think that's all the news topics I have. Let's talk about some trailers.
Okay.
Um, let's talk about Until Dawn. Um, what'd you think?
Not sure why they're putting the rewinding thing in the movie. I don't.
I mean, they're doing the adaptation of the game, right? Isn't that the game?
Yes, but the characters, I mean, I guess I haven't played it, but I'm pretty sure the characters don't know that it's rewinding and you're picking different choices. I don't think they know that in the game. You're
Well,
just playing a
it's
game.
an adaptation, right? Yeah. Well, it's a game. I mean, they have to make it into a movie somehow, right?
Just
And they're going
have the
very very
story.
horror clearly.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not
Well,
interested at all.
how do you do that? What you're saying as a movie though, like you have to kind of do it in this way. You just rewind every 5 seconds, and it's just like
Mm,
making different choices, I guess.
no, I would just. Usually there's like a canon version of how things are supposed to go. You just do that and enjoy the movie. There doesn't need to be any
Hmm.
rewinding.
Yeah, I think they want to.
They're trying
I
to do
mean, they
something
have
different. I just don't think it's going to work.
they have a mechanic, right? So they're gonna do it. First of all, I'm not interested in the movie,
Mm,
but I do like the trailer. I think the trailer is good, but I'm not really into horror.
mm.
And it's going to be very horror from the trailer.
Well, yeah, it's
This
just
is
going to
the
be
second trailer or something.
people dying and
So
then rewinding back alive and then dying. It's just,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I yeah, it's. I think it would be too much for me, but I thought the trailer actually sold the movie well. But it's just I'm not going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
But but it's not. I think someone that likes horror would be down with this. Like I think the trailer did a pretty good job for me. Um, yeah. Speaking of things that I'm kind of even half and half on is Freaky Tales. Now they made a movie called Freaky a couple years ago, where it's basically Freaky Friday, but it's like a horror with Vince Vaughn. And I believe these are the same people that made this. This one is the top lining star is Pedro Pascal, but I don't know if he's actually the star or not. It looks like they're interconnecting stories.
Mm-hmm. I thought it looked
Um,
pretty good, actually. So, yeah,
yeah,
guess we'll find
I
out.
thought
It looked kind
I
of
thought it looks
fun.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and also had Ben Mendelsohn in there, who was in Rogue One, and he's in Captain Marvel. He's the Skrull
Uh,
in Captain Marvel. Um, and I saw the names. I was like, that looks. I was like, the names of the writers, directors. It's like, why do those names sound so familiar? It's the people who made Captain Marvel, the writers and
oh,
directors of that.
okay.
The first one,
Now I'm less
not the
interested.
second one. The first one. Yeah. Well, whatever. But they made they made other stuff before that was well received, so that's why they made Captain Marvel, and then they left the second one.
Good
Um,
choice. Good choice.
creative differences, creative differences, as it were, as lots of them seem to have
I
with
mean, I
Marvel.
want to make that slop. That's for sure.
I thought that movie with the Marvels was fine. To be honest with you,
That's easily one of the
um,
worst MCU movies. I don't know if it's the worst. I'd have to think about it, but it's down there.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. Whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, this movie I thought looks interesting. I'll probably check it out. Um, I don't even remember. It was like Lionsgate or something. I don't know. Looks fun and weird, and I'll check it out. Um, four interconnected stories in 1987. So, looks fun and goofy. All right. And the last trailer we're going to talk about is The Accountant 2. So this is a sequel to The Accountant from what?
A while ago. I don't know,
It's
like,
not quite 10 years,
yeah, I
but
was going to say
a
like
while.
2015, 2016, something like that.
Yeah, I want to say 2016, 2017, something like that. 2016. Yep, 2016. So yeah, almost 10 years after the first one. Now, this one definitely looks. The first one definitely had like more mystery to it, kind of. You don't know what the backstory is and everything. This one seems more straightforward um,
Yeah, I don't
than
think
the
it'll be better
first
than the
one.
first one. I just because the story alone in the first one is just really good. And yeah, it's you're kind of figuring out what's going on. Now you already know all the secrets, so now you're just along for the ride of whatever's happening.
Yeah, no Anna Kendrick in this, which is interesting because she was a big part of the first one. Uh, uh,
Yeah, I mean, she was in
she
it, but
was. I
I
mean,
don't think she was really a main part of it.
she definitely
She
was, but
just
that's okay.
she kind of was just there because she was working on it or the what was wrong, but I wouldn't say she
Yeah,
was narratively important.
they just have this federal agent lady kind of doing the same sort of role. To
Yeah,
be honest,
pretty much.
and then they have John Bernthal in this a lot. Clearly, it's
Yeah,
clearly a two-hander with him.
I think it's a good
Uh,
choice. I mean, he's a good actor.
yeah, he's a good actor. He was a small role in the first one, and that was like right after he was on Walking Dead. So now he's like an established star. He's the Punisher and stuff, since
Yeah,
then and everything. So
I still thought he was
I think
he's a pretty big part in the first one. I'd say bigger than Anna Kendrick.
no, he's only really in the end of the movie.
I mean,
Really?
he's in it throughout, but it's not him. It's their kids most of the
Yeah,
time. But
yeah,
it's usually
yeah.
flashbacks of him and his brother. So he's like in it, but
He's
it's not him.
mostly yeah, but him specifically is mostly in the end of that
But
movie.
I mean, if we
I would
talk
say
character wise, the brother's in it more than Anna
whatever.
Kendrick.
It's fine. He's there. I would say they're even, if anything, but that's okay. Who cares
I do.
about what you think specifically about that first movie? I mean, you've probably seen that first movie more than me. I thought the first movie was good. I don't think that first movie was great or
I
fantastic or
think
anything. I think it's a good movie.
I think it was like a 7 or an 8. Yeah.
I think this movie is a little too late for a sequel to this, a movie that wasn't really like a big hit.
I
So,
mean, they've been trying.
um,
From what I understand, they've been trying to get it off the ground for a
yeah,
long time. So
yeah,
I'm
they probably
glad
just
they're
didn't have a
doing a
good
second one,
story, maybe.
and I hope it's as good as the
Yeah,
first. From the trailer, I'm excited. I want to see it. I think this will
I
easily
think.
be a top 10 for me this year.
I mean, I think anything with action will be a top 10. I think Love Hurts will be number 1 for you. So,
No,
um,
no.
uh, even bad movies with action in it get the approval from you. But
No,
I
they have to be
okay,
better than Love Hurts.
yeah. I mean, you had a movie in your top 10 that was in my bottom 10 of last year.
What, like
So,
Beekeeper or something? Last year was
no,
bad.
Ministry of Undeadly Warfare was super boring.
It wasn't that boring.
It was very boring and really long. Anyway, I think the movie looks fine. It I don't I don't think this trailer. I think this one goes a little that it being just pretty much straightforward now. It's kind of that it's just like now he's like quirky is like his thing because he's just quirky now.
Yep.
Um,
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
We'll see what they do with it. Yeah. I mean, it was entertaining
I
when
think
he was quirky in the first one.
yeah, but it was more. It was more. Is that he was a complex person and had complex emotions, and this is just like he's quirky and it's like for a laugh thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I laughed in the first one. I get that it was yeah, because he's complex, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I have my reservations of this movie. I think that's it. Cool. Well, that's everything for our news and trailers for the week. Thank you so much for watching part of the Daniel and Andrew Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a notification of a brand new video. If you don't like looking at our faces, no problem. There's always a full audio version of the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Thanks, and enjoy.